The most brutal war you will ever fight does not happen in the streets, in politics, in relationships, or against society. It happens in silence, inside your own head. And if you are honest with yourself, you are losing. There is a sentence that appears again and again, whispered in late nights, therapy rooms, anonymous messages, and quiet confessions. I feel stuck. Age does not matter. Culture does not matter. Success does not matter. Gender, country, education, status. None of it changes this fact. Something universal tightens around the human soul at the exact moment clarity is needed most. At first, we search outside for reasons. We always do. We blame exhaustion, money pressure, broken systems, demanding parents, unfair bosses, a draining routine, a society that asks too much and gives too little, lack of time, lack of opportunity, bad luck. And yes, all of that is real. The world is not kind. Reality is not designed for human softness. But if you strip everything away, if you remove every external excuse, something far more uncomfortable remains. Something you cannot point at, something you cannot escape from, something that follows you into every room. The real obstacle was never outside, it is inside you. And you know this, even when you pretend you do not. It is that quiet internal force that pulls you backward while another part of you tries to move forward. That invisible hand that tightens its grip precisely when you are about to change. That voice that appears at the edge of action. That paralysis that arrives without warning and takes over everything. It feels like chains, but you cannot see them. It feels like danger, but nothing is happening. It feels like fear, but there is no clear threat. And the most disturbing part is this. This force does not arrive as an enemy. It does not scream. It does not threaten. It does not attack. It disguises itself as wisdom, as caution, as maturity, as responsibility. It whispers, "Not now." It says, "Wait a little longer." It offers perfect reasons to delay, avoid, withdraw, and quit. And you believe it, because the reasons sound logical. But deep down, you already know the truth. It is not logic. It is fear, not weakness. Survival, misplaced. And from this contradiction, your greatest lifelong enemy is born. The version of you that tries to protect you from everything, including growth. The version of you that learned how to survive when survival was necessary, but never learned how to live when living became possible. Humanity likes to believe it has evolved. Technologically, maybe. Spiritually and emotionally, not so much. Inside you exists a psychological architecture designed for a world that no longer exists. A nervous system calibrated for predators, starvation, exile, and death. Those mechanisms once saved lives. Now, they quietly ruin them. They protect, but they also paralyze. They warn, but they also imprison. They shield, but they also suffocate. We live in a century of abstract threats, rejection, failure, exposure, uncertainty, comparison, irrelevance, being seen, being judged, being alone. But the ancient mind does not understand abstraction. It reacts to these invisible dangers as if they were wild animals, as if one wrong move meant annihilation. That is why the silent panic you feel before doing something new is not a personal flaw. It is an ancient system misreading a modern world. Your mind does not understand careers, productivity, algorithms, deadlines, or self-actualization. It understands danger, and it reacts. The conflict begins when you try to advance, but the older part of you only sees risk. Instinctively, it pulls you back toward what is familiar. This is why you repeat patterns you despise, why you sabotage opportunities, why you stay in relationships that wound you, why you say yes when your soul is screaming no, why you procrastinate, self-punish, numb yourself, and disappear from your own life. and no one notices, because all of this happens internally. Here is a truth few people can tolerate. Most of your life is decided by processes you are not aware of. Micro-emotional reactions that shape your choices before conscious thought even appears. This places you in a tragic position. You are the protagonist of your life, and also its hostage. You choose, but not freely. You act, but not consciously. You want, but not without resistance. When you decide to change, the internal system reacts as if the ground is collapsing. It creates discomfort. It generates fatigue. It floods you with dark thoughts that feel profound but are merely defensive. It amplifies self-criticism. It constructs pessimistic futures. It resurrects old wounds. All of it with one goal: to keep you exactly where you are. Not because where you are is good, but because it is known. The known feels safe, even when it is slowly destroying you. Ancient philosophy called this the battle against oneself. But it is not really a battle. It is a misalignment, a collision between internal versions of you that do not speak the same language. There is the you that desires, and the you that fears, the you that dreams, and the you that carries scars, the you that wants expansion, and the you that learns survival through shrinking. These parts are not enemies. They are layers. The thinking layer, the feeling layer, the reactive layer, the defensive layer, the layer that wants more than it dares admit, the layer that believes it deserves less than it truly does. You are not broken. You are fragmented, made of pieces born in different moments of pain, necessity, and adaptation. Pieces that never met each other. Pieces that still operate based on outdated dangers. Pieces that do not realize you have grown. They still act as if you are the person you used to be. This is where life becomes serious. Because self-knowledge is not discovering who you are. It is discovering who you were, who you are pretending to be, and who you must let die. Self-knowledge is emotional archaeology. Entering your psyche with the same reverence one enters a sacred place. Understanding that many of your reactions are echoes of survival, not declarations of truth. Your mind is not against you. It is trapped in the past, trying to protect you from dangers that no longer exist. Your internal enemy does not want to destroy you. It simply does not know you are in a new chapter. Freedom begins with that recognition. Some people live their entire lives believing the problem is the world. But the world is only a mirror. And the cruelest reflection is always internal. The unresolved part, the unseen part, the part that hides when confronted, the part that collapses when change approaches. Life, being the merciless teacher that it is, will repeat the same lesson endlessly until you understand. It is not the situation that repeats. It is you. Only the scenery changes. When this realization lands, something inside you breaks. And then, something else is born. A colder clarity, a heavier honesty, a quieter strength. You understand that the war was never against the world. It was always between you and what you refuse to face within yourself. From here, real transformation begins. Not the motivational kind, not the three-step illusion, but the slow, silent, painful, honest kind. The kind that requires walking through your own emotional labyrinth without a map, recognizing fear without obeying it, observing impulses without worshiping them, holding insecurity without punishing yourself for having it, making small, repetitive, unglamorous decisions that slowly teach your nervous system something radical. That safety can exist outside the familiar. That change does not equal annihilation. That failure does not mean disappearance. That discomfort is not death. This is how the internal enemy changes, not through domination, but through proof. You show it a different reality. And slowly, it listens. Every conscious step you take sends a message inward. I am no longer living in the past. The world has changed. And so have I. I can move forward. I can fail and still exist. I can try again. I do not need constant fear to survive. These are not affirmations. They are embodied actions, micro choices that build a bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. Over time, the internal defender relaxes. The tension fades. The resistance weakens. The body exhales. The mind opens. And something unfamiliar happens. You stop merely surviving. You begin to live. The inner enemy never disappears, but it transforms. It becomes awareness, intuition, sensitivity, discernment, a guide rather than a jailer. It stops being a prison and becomes a doorway. In the end, the question is not how to defeat your inner enemy. It is how to stop treating it as one. How to translate what it has been trying to say through fear. How to integrate the parts of yourself that never learned how to speak. When this integration happens, something simple but profound occurs. Life feels lighter. Choices feel less terrifying. The future becomes less opaque. The present becomes inhabitable. The past loses its grip. And the human being you are finally aligns with the human being you sense you could become. There is no greater victory than this, reconciliation with yourself. And it begins the moment you understand. Your enemy never wanted your fall. It wanted your safety. And now, finally, it can rest. Because you are ready to live. If this video stayed with you, it's because some part of you recognized the truth in it. Not comfort, not motivation, recognition. That quiet moment where something inside you nodded and said, "Yes, that's me." Just being here, watching, listening, sitting with these ideas already means more than you think. If you want to go deeper, becoming a channel member is a way to stay close to this space. Members help keep these conversations alive and get access to content that doesn't always fit the surface of the internet. And if you feel like giving back in a simple, direct way, Super Thanks is there, not as an obligation, but as a gesture, a signal that this work mattered to you. That said, don't mistake this. Watching, reflecting, sharing the video. That already helps a lot. Your presence is never taken for granted here. If you choose to support, thank you. If you don't, thank you for being here anyway.